Hiya teacher friends! Welcome to video number 4. I teach iTalki teachers how to teach grammar on iTalki. Today we're going to talk about pronouns and the different kinds of pronouns. If you just came from my video about verbs, thank you for watching. I know that was quite a dense video and hopefully this will be lighter and we will reinforce some of the knowledge that we learned in talking about pronouns, actually. So first of all, we're going to talk about some different kinds of pronouns. So what are pronouns? Well, these are words that could actually replace nouns. We're going to start off with personal pronouns. These are I, you, he, she, it, we, they. So the first distinction I want to make is between the subjective case of a pronoun and the objective case of a pronoun. If you watch my video about verbs, you will remember that I talk about the subject and the object of a sentence. So the pronouns I just told you about, these are subjective personal pronouns. I, you, he. For example, he throws, she gives, we bring. Yeah. The opposite of the subjective case is the objective case, and this represents the object in a sentence. For example, me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them, right? So I, subjective, me, objective, yeah. For example, I give him a ball. He gives me a ball. So basically we're talking about the pronoun or the noun that is receiving the action, the object, the objective case of the pronoun, versus the one who commits the action, the subject or the subjective case of the pronoun. So if you ever find that you're teaching a beginner, and I mean a 0 beginner level student, this is where we start. One of the starting points is teaching pronouns. I, he, you. And from there we start talking about verbs and we branch out. But pronouns is where we start, yeah? Subjective case to start off with, and then you could hop over to the objective case. Great stuff. Another kind of pronoun I'd like to talk about are possessive pronouns. Yeah, these are words like mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs. Okay, so for example, this bottle is mine. It is not yours, it is not hers or his, it is mine. Yeah. However, this pen is yours. It's not mine. It's not hers or his or theirs or ours. Another kind of pronoun, and this would be good when you're teaching upper level students, lower intermediate, for example, reflexive pronouns. And these could be used with reflexive verbs. Reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, themselves, his self, herself, ourselves, oneself, itself. Some verbs require reflexive pronouns. So for example, I injured myself. So if you are both the subject and the object in this situation, we use a reflexive pronoun. I injured myself. I hurt myself. I scratch myself. Yeah? However, this could also be used in more advanced level terms. For example, I asked myself whether this would be a good idea or not. I made myself go to the gym and work out. Yeah. So these could be used in higher levels, in more complex ways. Find some verbs that take reflexive pronouns and try them out with your higher level students as well. Pronouns could also be reciprocal. Yeah, and these pronouns are each other or one another. So when you're talking about other people and you're talking about actions that are reciprocal, that these other people are doing to each other, basically, we used reciprocal pronouns. So for example, they love each other, they hate each other, they hurt each other. It was really nice to see them help one another. Reciprocal pronouns would be great to teach to your intermediate level students and even higher intermediate level students. Relative pronouns are very important. These are words like that, which, who, whose, whom, where, and when. I noticed that these are very important because of the sentence structure following one of these relative pronouns. I commonly hear students say, I see the university, where can I study? I know a person, who should I meet? Instead of where I can study, who I should meet. Yeah, because we are using words that are commonly used to frame questions, the interrogative, a lot of students get into the habit of actually inverting the noun and the verb after one of these relative pronouns. So they say, where can I meet? Or where should I study? Instead of where I should study. This is probably in the top 10 errors that I notice with my English students. And in fact, I hear a lot of native speakers making this mistake as well. A nice activity here would be just to break sentences into pieces, into different clauses, and have them connect the two together and form the correct sentence structure or word order. Very good. Moving right along, demonstrative pronouns. These pronouns are this, that, these, those, right? So when we want to express something that is within close proximity to us, whether physical or non-physical, we use this or these for plural. And of course, the opposite, something further away, we would use that or those, right? One of the most common mistakes here actually isn't just related to grammar, it's actually pronunciation, because this and these are commonly mixed up. The reason why is because a lot of students speak languages where the short I is actually not a common sound. So the the short I, is not common, and for that reason, they actually employ the long E, the E sound from these into the place where the short I should be. So commonly you will hear, this shoe is big. This computer is expensive. And it comes off like they're saying these, but in reality, they are trying to say this. It's about focusing on the sound. And I think for a teacher, this will be a learning curve in knowing where we need to focus on pronunciation and where we need to focus on grammar. Another type of pronoun, the interrogative. And I spoke about this before. These are who, what, why, where, when, whatever. Yeah. So what did you say to him? Where did you go on the weekend? Why did you do that? Contrasting the interrogative pronouns with the relative pronouns are very important because, as I said, relative pronouns will come in the middle of the sentence to combine two clauses, and the word order after an interrogative pronoun is different than what it would be after a relative pronoun. Relative pronoun, subject, verb. I don't know what I see. Yeah? I don't know where she is. Interrogative pronoun plus verb, noun. Where is she? Where are they? Fantastic. And the last one right here, indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun, these are pronouns like anything, anybody, anyone, something, somebody, someone, nothing, nobody, none, no one. Yeah. And knowing the difference between when to use any and when to use some will be a common theme for you as a teacher as well. I've noticed myself helping my students out with this quite often on iTalki. One common way to contrast any and some, I find, is that any is used usually with the negative forms and some is usually used in positive forms. So for example, I have some money, I don't have any money. That is just one of a few rules and distinctions between the two. If you'd like to find out more rules, you could head on over to the description below, where I will have links upon links of different resources for you to get well versed with the the difference between these pronouns. So I hope that's useful. It's a starting point with pronouns. These are 8 different categories of pronouns. I hope this helps you out in your grammar teaching journey. Now you could put a name to a face of a lot of these different concepts. So definitely dive in and use them in your classes. Thank you again for watching my video. When you feel confident with pronouns, hop on over to the next video in my series where I will talk about adjectives. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep smiling.